Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Backpack Trader Trading Room for Tuesday, August 19th, 2025. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and informational purposes only. It is not financial advice. Trade your charts, not mine. Trading of this type carries substantial risks and should only be attempted with funds you can afford to do without. All right, only session today. Set. We'll do away with that. Nothing new on the micro Russell. Crude oil in its first trade, it finally got into its first trade at 920 and just hit money management. So stop will come to 89. Out in the $61 range. Unleaded with a target 1 winner, so target 1 traders are done. 35 ticks on the target. Looks like probably one tick on the trailer. Nope, 3 ticks. So 38 ticks for target 1 traders, 6 ticks for target 2 traders. Target 2 traders looking for another trade. Crude looking for target 1 first. 62.02, 1 tick away. And target 1. So crude will be 1 and done. Not micro, but YM in a short trade. That will be a get in sync at this. That's a get in sync at this point in less than 2 minutes. Soybeans also in a get in sync short. Pound Aussie is flat. Soybeans going too far. Market is open. YM also going too far. That stops out. YM looking for its first trade in the morning. Soybeans will look for a new trade. The add-on trade on soybeans also would have been too fast to catch. So right now, the only trade that's active is the crude trade. Target one in hand. Stop at 81.89. Short trade on the YM. That did trigger in. 30 ticks, so it's plenty big to target one. So YM is short, crude is long. System is in a short on soybeans. We're waiting for a new trade. And everything else is flat. Please do say hello in the chat. Questions are welcome. And YM hits target one and then comes back for the one tick stop out. So that's a one and done session for the YM. 30 ticks on target, one on the trailer. 31 ticks this morning. And a new short that we will not be involved in. Since YM is done, I'm going to put unleaded up there so we can take a look at and micro NQ in a short trade is being very successful. Through target 4 and trailing, but that's way too early we haven't even hit our start time for that yet. 4 minutes after market open, 8:34 Central is the exchange time. The YM is done. Unleaded target 1 is done. Target 2 traders still trading. Looking for a second trade there. Crude is in its power quitting trade. That will be a one and done session there. Soybeans continuing to push down. Waiting for a new trade there. Micro Russell, basically, it's at the session open. YM and negative, or no, YM, I'm not looking at YM. I got that covered up. Micro NQ setting new session lows. Soybean setting new session lows. Pound Aussie had an early short that is flat now, waiting for its first trade. Crude still long. All right, we're in our session time now for micro NQ, so the next trade setup there will be a valid trade. Looking for setups on micro NQ and soybeans. Both in current short trades. Those went too far, too early. So looking for trades on everything except crude and the YM. The YM's already finished with power of quitting, hitting a target 1 on the nose and then pulling back to the break-even stop. So 31 ticks net there this morning. Long trade on the micro NQ. Coming back to the entry on the micro NQ, so definitely in the trade. See if we can get to target 1 before the 50 gets there. 50 EMA. We're just kind of stuck on the 50 EMA right now. Long on crude, long on the micro NQ. Everything else is flat, looking for trades, except the YM. The YM is done with its session. We've got the unleaded chart up there in the upper right now on top of the YM. YM's actually up close to session highs. Interesting diversification between the divergence between the markets. Micro NQ near session lows, YM near session highs, and the micro Russell basically at session open. Money management on the micro NQ. Trying to reach the target, pushing through the 50 EMA. Target 2 at 719.25. And target 2 on the micro NQ. So our next goal is target 3. Soybeans continuing down. Still looking for a new trade there. Still holding on crude. Going to continue up or go down? Right at the 50 again. And missing target by 1 tick. Looks like 1 or 2 ticks. One of the possible moves would be move the particular stop to target 2. So you take the target 3 position off of target 2. And we stop out on all the positions. Stop out on the trailer at 709.25. Win number 1 for the micro NQ. Trade plan calls for 4 wins, 2 losses, or 6 trades, which, well, 4 wins, of course, and being positive, whichever comes first. I'm sorry, 4 wins, 3 losses, or 6 trade maximum. Same for the micro Russell. No trades there as yet. And at the moment, everything's flat. YM pushing to new highs. And micro Russell is trying to get to session highs. Short on the micro NQ. Money management on the micro NQ. Almost target 2. And there is target 2. We'll move to target 3 next. And trailing. 681 and a quarter. Target 2, a tick, just a tick or two below. Session low is at 659 and 3/4. Target 3 at 659 and 1/4. So 2 ticks below the session low. It looks like we're about 3 ticks off. Short trade on the micro Russell. Down 2 ticks for a 14 tick minimum. Right at 2,300. And it looks like a stop out. Yep, that's a full stop out on the micro Russell. Loss number 1. Micro NQ through target 3. Move that down to target 4. Micro Russell takes a loss on its first trade. Crude still working on the long. Soybeans is still in the system short. We are flat there. Flat on pound Aussie, flat on unleaded. $667 and a quarter for the stop on the micro NQ. Target 4 on the micro NQ. 2 strong winners. Swing to the stop on the micro Russell is unfortunate. Getting money management now. Crude trying to push up the target 2. Micro NQ stops out, ending trade number 2. Crude needs 62.10 for target, and here it is, target 2. So that completes the 9 a.m. session on crude, getting both targets, 14 and 22, 36 ticks. Full crude contract is worth $10 a tick per contract. Soybean stops out and sets up a long trade at 38.5. That does trigger in. Now we see where soybeans is going to go now. Crude making a nice little up move here. There's a long trade on the micro NQ. In that trade's got a good size wick on it. Yeah, big trade. Target 1 is our first actionable target. See where things go from here. Crude going almost up to target 4. That session is complete. No new trades on unleaded, and there's a long trade on the micro Russell. Three tick adjustment needed. That is a 04.5. Micro NQ, target 1. Win number 3 in hand. This is a larger trade, so targets 1, 2, and 3 rather than 2, 3, and 4. Crude stopping out of its long trade. Micro Russell still long. As is the micro NQ. Soybeans is long. Pound Aussie and unleaded are flat, as well as crude is flat. We have a 10 o'clock mini session coming up on crude. Potential short trade there. Loss number 2 on the micro Russell. Micro NQ is still long. Crude is done. Soybeans is long. Micro Russell, Pound Aussie, and unleaded are flat. Just over a minute to 10 a.m. crude mini session. And we have 10 o'clock. And so far we have a potential get in sync. Still long on the micro NQ, long on soybeans. Get in sync short possibility on crude, flat on unleaded, and flat on the pound Aussie, as well as flat on the micro Russell. Interesting. The micro Russell trades are not wrong about direction, they're just wrong about timing. Crude still trying to work through. Still a get in sync. Has not triggered in. 62.03 is the entry. Micro Russell pushing higher. Well, I am also pushing higher. I'm looking on another chart on a different screen. And micro NQ kind of going sideways along its 50 EMA right now. Unleaded with a short setup. Target 2 traders only. Target 2 on the micro NQ. Micro NQ doing very well this morning. Target 3 is our final goal target. Need to push through the 200 EMA. Crude still has a get in sync possibility. Unleaded triggers into the short. Looks like lots of support below the unleaded price. Testing the 50 EMA now, gotten through the 20. Micro NQ, bottom center, trying to work its way through the 200 EMA. Small excursion through, and now it's pulled back. Maybe taking another run. Root is now down below the 20. 20 simple moving average. Unleaded back to the entry. Pound Aussie sets new session highs. Not a whole lot of movement right now. Pound Aussie looks to be about the only thing moving. Everything else pretty much where it's been. A little bit of movement in the micro Russell. Crude and unleaded kind of stuck. Micro NQ is back to the 200 again. Soybeans testing its 20 simple moving average. Micro NQ getting a close above the 200. Micro NQ going opposite the other two indices again. Micro Russell beginning to push upward a little bit. Macro NQ not able to move away from the 200. A little back below, now is coming back up to it again. A little push down, testing the 50 and then bouncing back up on crude. Rather, testing 50 on the unleaded chart, bouncing back to the entry again. Crude pushing down, bouncing up a little bit. Pound Aussie put continuing to push up slowly. And the micro NQ stuck right around the 200. Soybeans going sideways. Crude still getting sync. Flat systems in the short, but we are flat. Meaning either a pullback to the entry or to get in, or getting money management to cancel. Crude bouncing up to the 20 SMA. Unleaded slightly beyond the entry up to its 20 SMA. We are in the October contract for crude and unleaded. stop and reverse on micro NQ. We are positive, so we don't want to adjust that. Micro NQ is short on trade number 4. Crude getting in the short. Crude is in sync now with the shorts. So crude is short. Unleaded is short. Micro NQ is short. Soybeans is long. Pound Aussie is flat, and the micro Russell is flat. Crude testing its 200 EMA. All right, I am going to have to call it a morning in about 10 minutes. I have an appointment. Some notes on future schedule. Next week should be in here for regular sessions Tuesday and Wednesday. Crude oil inventory session Wednesday at 10:30, but no session on Thursday. I'm going to be dark for about 3 weeks. Now, my wife and I will be traveling. So starting Thursday, and going through next session after next Wednesday will be Tuesday, September 23rd. Crude taking some heat here. I wasn't watching unleaded. That unleaded stopped and reversed. $93.08, so $93.12 would be the stop and reverse. Soybeans with a potential stop and reverse. 35 flat. 2-tick adjustment. Micro Russell with a long trade. Target 3 just below the session high. Long setup. Hasn't triggered yet. Needs a tick or a 14-tick minimum and get the other things in place. Missed money management by a couple of ticks. It's going to be 2. Oops. That's normal. It's going to be a 5. Crude rejected at the 25-cent level. Micro Russell triggers in. Micro NQ still in the short. And not micro, soybeans does reverse. So we are short on soybeans. Small trade. Money management on the micro NQ. Trade number 4. 3 wins and at least a break even on this 4th trade. This trade gets to target 2. This will be the final trade of the session. 4 getting 4 wins. And if the micro Russell stops out on this, that will be 3 losses. That will end its session. Crude down to the entry. Target 2 unleaded taking heat. Crude at 50 EMA, unleaded just above it. Micro NQ, target 2. This will be the final trade for the Micro NQ. That is going to be the 4th win. 4 wins on 4 trades. The next goal target is target 3. Crude bouncing off the 50. And targets 3 and 4 on the Micro NQ. Micro Russell did stop out, 3rd loss. 3 losses on the Micro Russell, 4 wins on the Micro NQ. With opposite sessions today. Unleaded at its stop and reverse entry. Crude pushing it toward its stop at 62.27. And I am going to have to say goodbye, folks. Trade your charts, and Micro NQ stops out. So that ends its session. No trade so far on the Pound Aussie. Crude is in its first 10 a.m. session trade. Unleaded in its 3rd trade for target 2 traders. Soybeans in its 2nd trade. And that will do it for this morning. Everybody have a good one, and we will see you tomorrow at 9:30.